The other bad news is that I have to start today's show by talking about Marcellus's team, the Clippers.
Oh! What's going on?
I don't know. That's terrifying. Last night, Los Angeles' other team kept on rolling. America, pretend there's video there. Crushing the Trailblazers 111-80. Clippers are now 7-1 on the season, and they look like a contender. Marcellus, take it away.
Oh, this is amazing. You know what? Let me just bask in the glory of my greatness. And let me get ahead of this and all aboard the bandwagon. But before we go there, I would like to let America know we will be having a reoccurring segment on this show called Clip City, Chip City. Roll it, Tommy. Let everybody know where I'm coming from. Clip City, Chip City time. Clip City, Chip City. This is a super team. Clip City, Chip City. Clip City, Chip City.
This is the worst day. This has been a week of worst days.
Oh, our team is like Voltron. It's insane how well put together this team is. We have scoring. We have bench play. We have depth. And more importantly, we have defense. Bigs that are mobile. Bigs that can run the court. We have a guard in Chris Paul, who's a top 10 player. We have Blake Griffin before injury and before beating up on little people that were his friends, was a top 5 player. And then we have DeAndre Jordan, who was just voted by the GMs as the best center in the game. You add all these pieces together. I love you, Golden State. I love you, Cleveland, talking about super teams. But guess what? The real super team exists with the Clippers.
But all those parts you mentioned were there before. So
don't let the facts get in the way of this great moment, this great story of a team that has beaten their opponents by 135 points, which is 7th in NBA history. Why do I bring that up? Because 4 of those 7 teams have won the NBA Finals. They are on a trajectory to do what the impossible is, which is upset Golden State and upset Cleveland. It's coming.
They got a little bit of a sense of urgency, too, because they know one of those key pieces that you just mentioned, and Blake Griffin, could be getting courted come next offseason.
Oh, don't do that.
Starting to worry about what may happen if this super team breaks up, so you've got to get it together at some point, and what better time than the present?
Well, great points, but injuries have derailed this team in the postseason. People don't know that. Chris Paul and Blake last year. Chris Paul the year before. Blake the year before. What happens is this team gets into the moment of truth, and they've been injured. This year, good fortune.
I love your optimism. You're like the couple who breaks up and gets back together, and every time they're like, it's going to be different this time.
Right.
I can feel it. I know it.
We're all rooting for
you.
We're
all rooting for it.
Hey, Jennifer
it's never going to be
Jennifer
different.
and Brad's going to work this time. Trust me, I'm telling you.
How many couples back are you? All right, let's talk a little more hoops. Tell them all. Turned into a bit of a bad boy. Earlier this week was ejected for bumping and swearing at a ref. Last night, back at it. Got ejected for slamming Marcus Smart to the ground. After the game, he said he didn't regret the flagrant, added, "They will respect me." That's terrifying. All right, look, he's angry about Avery Bradley stepping on him without being called for a foul, and there were other non-calls that he thought, and he decided this is his way to earn respect. Is it effective?
My God, no. That's not how you go out and earn respect. Respect is a bunch of little moments that let everyone know, all right, you're a tough guy, you're not going to come out here and try me, and that's on a night-to-night basis. That doesn't stand. First off, when you walk by and give that little passive-aggressive bump to the referee, try and intimidate him out right there, oh, you let everybody know on that one, man. But to come back and just throw a hip toss in there and automatically think that that's going to change the hand that you've been dealt so far, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work that way. You're right. It's all those little moments that add up into what we call respect that guy. Reminds me of an episode of a great show by LeBron James called Survivor's Remorse, where the owner told the young player Cam, he says, you know what a grown man doesn't say? That he's a grown man. Sure. You know what a man who wants respect doesn't say? That you're going to respect me. You know what you do? You go out there in actions that merit respect. And right now, John Wall is actually playing himself by the passive-aggressive stance that he took on the referee and by going out there saying, oh, you stepped on me, so now I have something to prove.
I like both those sayings, actually, and I will probably remember that. Here's what I didn't understand. There's that commercial that runs for I think it's for the league. Jimmy Butler's trying to sell us like the little rally stuffed animal. This is John Wall's part. He's supposed to be a yogi. Yogis don't do things like this, and yogis don't get ejected, so methinks he's not doing the yoga right.
Good point.
Chill out.
He did have his eyes open though, so I don't know if that was.
Yeah.
He's out there cheating right now. You gotta recenter your chi, young man.
Yeah, he's not embracing
Bring it back
motivation.
right in there.
The whole thing.
A little more chi, right?
We want to talk a little Andrew Bogut. He is a current Maverick and, of course, a former Warrior, and he did face his old team last night. And before the game, he was asked about his departure from the Warriors and the questions about his durability that came up in the media from supposed Warriors sources. His answer, quote, "I don't buy into the sources thing. I don't buy onto all of that. Because this league is so two-faced and everybody is so fake, the same people who made those comments will see me tomorrow, shake my hand, and ask me how my family is. It's very hard to meet a genuine person who you can call your friend." Sounds like Bogut just realized what being an adult's all about. Is he being a little too sensitive?
Let me answer it this way. He's speaking facts. I mean, cold, hard facts. Shout out to ESPN. And then beyond to...
You can't shout out when you're on ESPN.
Can't shout out myself, which is a part of this, give myself some love. Okay, he's speaking facts. But when you state the obvious, as you said, as an adult, you state the obvious, you sound like you're sensitive. So we process this as, oh man, why are you saying that? We already know that. But let me give you this, Exhibit A. David Garrard, who was a quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguar and a teammate of mine. And this is why there's a double standard and two-faced it, owners, GMs, etc., coaches. This guy, David Garrard, went to the luncheon, a kickoff luncheon before the season. They announced him as the starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, no.
And he went out there and shook hands with the mayor on down and sold season tickets and everything. Got back on that bus, and those same coaches walked up to him and said, "Thank you for your service, but you have been cut." Now, if that's not two-faced, did you not know you were going to cut him before the luncheon? Did you not know you were going to cut him that morning when you woke up? So that's the point that Bogut is making, and I respect him for saying it.
The point's not wrong, but the problem is it gets a little exacerbated when you start talking about it with the degree of sensitivity he displayed. And usually, more often than not, you're right. A lot of that stuff does happen. It's a cold, hard business in that sense, but guys rarely acknowledge that publicly because they understand that that's the way these things work. It doesn't make it right, but it's the way things work. And when you bring it up, usually the things that hurt the most are a little bit true. So when the criticisms about his durability and all these things that we saw on display when he's in Golden State come up frequently, that hits home a little bit more when the part of you knows that they might be true.
But it can't be that way, Golick. That's the way it is. We can't let coaches get away with that. When they walk up to you in the morning and say, "Golick, you're looking great," but then after practice you're demoted and you're like, "How did I look great? And you just told me that now I'm demoted." So they get away with talking out of both sides of their mouth. I'm glad Bogut went on record.
I like that he did it, but I think we all agree he didn't say anything that was earth-shatteringly newsworthy.
No, it wasn't profound.
No, it wasn't. And you come out looking kind of petty on the back end. That's the unfortunate part of it.
But I still kind of like it. Some jeers, three of them. Dwayne Wade, you're up.
What's that?
There's a lot of preparation here. We think we're about to see a moment. But we do not.
Oh, yeah. That rim is either raising higher for him or he's just getting old. I think the latter.
What's the deal with the Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, that's all right, though.
Two jeers. Paul Millsap. There's a lot here. Just enjoy it.
Oh no.
What had happened was...
He looks more confused than the replacement official.
5-second violation.
Yeah, no, I got it. Maybe?
What do I do?
You don't even have to play defense. You just stand there and let him do it.
No one's sure.
When inbound it goes
I don't know what happened.
Right.
Andre Robertson gets our third year, goes up for the dunk, fails.
I like this.
Come get it.
Oh, it's gonna be
We're going to blame no Durant? Is something about Durant? No?
Is it so?
Part of this stuff?
Shut up. No,
I'm
you know
blamed
what?
everything bad out
Have
there.
we gone almost a week? Did I just jinx it?
Yeah.
Or like 4 days?
It's
Maybe
kinda
it's been 4
chilled out.
days.
Bring it back somehow, some way.
It's probably not been that long. We will be right back, but first, how about some Fallon NFL superlatives?
Next up from the Seahawks is Joey Hunt. He was voted strongest lunch lady. Oh, that's it.
Try the coleslaw.
Joe Cardona. He was voted most likely to look like this while he watches you take a bite of the beef casserole he made. Yeah, I like it. Next from the Seahawks is Jamarcus Webb. He was voted most likely to look like this while he watches you take a bite of Joe Cardona's beef casserole. Yeah, good. He made it. Next up is Seattle quarterback Russell Wilson. He was voted most likely to eat macaroni and cheese, then say, "Sorry, thighs." Finally, from the Patriots is Jimmy Garoppolo. He was voted sexy Aladdin.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. You are watching Sports Nation, presented by Toyota.
Welcome back. I got really serious for a second, Matthew. You're here, and you're going to give us some fantasy advice, because believe it or not, we're already in week 10. This year is flying by. Ballers or fallers? Like, you're not even talking. What is wrong with you?
Yes. Sure. I'm waiting for a question.
Fine.
What do we got? Yes, week
Fine.
10, ballers and fallers. I'm excited about this.
Fine.
I can see nothing.
You can see nothing. I can see you. You look great. Eli Manning, he's first. Baller?
He's a baller, Beadle. At home on Monday Night Football, let's be honest here. He's averaging 344 passing yards per game at home so far this season. Bengals, bottom 10 pass defense over the last 4 weeks. You can throw on Cincinnati. I think Beckham and company have a big game on Monday night. Eli Manning, a top 10 play for me.
Oh, Monday night game. Might watch that one. LeGarrette
now.
Blount against the Seahawks.
Way to be a company woman, Beadle.
You're welcome. Baller or faller on Blunt.
Yeah, he's a baller as well. Look, we know James White, Deion Lewis, we're still figuring out who's the pass-catching back going to be on Sunday, but we know LeGarrette Blount's role is safe. And think about this, Seahawks 18th against the run over the last 4 weeks. I expect a heavy dose of LeGarrette Blount on Sunday. They're banged up, Seattle, and traveling on a short week to Foxborough. Blount gets into the end zone this week.
Ooh, that's 2. 2 for 2 right now. All right, let's see what this next guy gets. Alshon Jeffrey against the Bucs.
You know what? He's a baller as well. We're 3 for 3 on ballers. Look, you know, probably the only person happier than Kristen Cavallari to see Jay Cutler out on the field, Alshon Jeffrey. He only has eyes for Alshon Jeffrey. Jay Cutler finding Jeffrey quite a bit. Huge target share for him. It's a big target. And you think about Tampa Bay here, who has given up the top 10 in terms of most fantasy points allowed this season. I believe they've allowed 18 touchdowns in the passing game. That is a lot, Beadle.
Okay, we've got 3 ballers so far. What can you give us for Travis Benjamin?
Travis Benjamin is a faller. Mispractice again today, looking like he may not even play on Sunday, but if he does, I think he'll be limited. Played less than 10 snaps last week in Miami. Actually playing pretty good pass defense this week, this year. Last 4 weeks, though, they've struggled against the run. I think you see a lot of Melvin Gordon. Should be Tyrell Williams and Antonio Gates in the passing game if you have Travis Benjamin. Travis Benjamin, you need to make other plans on Sunday.
Now, this next guy, we can't stop talking about it because he's always there. Todd Gurley. Anything good?
I like him.
Okay.
I've met him once. He was very nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Pleasant young man.
But?
Very talented. I think on a different offense he'd be really good. Just trying to think of positives about Todd Gurley because he's a faller, unfortunately, going up against the Jets. They're one of the top 5 run defenses in the NFL over the last 4 weeks. Gurley averaging just over 3 yards a carry. He's 40th out of 42nd among qualified running backs so far this year. It's been a tough year for Gurley.
Well, I haven't moved him out of my lineup, mostly because I'm lazy. But Brock Osweiler against the Jags, balling or falling?
You know what? He is actually a faller. Look, I think a lot of people saw Jacksonville on the schedule, Brock Osweiler coming out of the bye, and they're like, oh, hey, this might be an interesting streaming option. But believe it or not, Jacksonville actually playing pretty good pass defense. Jalen Ramsey having a very nice rookie year. They're top in the upper half of pass defense over the last 4 weeks. They don't really play great run defense. I think this is a big Lamar Miller game. There are better streaming options out there. Guys like Joe Flacco tonight, Carson Wentz. Look elsewhere for your streaming option if you're considering Brock Osweiler this week.
All right, so we got 3 and 3 with 2 left. Carson Palmer, where you have him?
He's a baller.
Right.
Come on now.
I know.
I mean, going against San Francisco, this is also a team that has really struggled defensively. I'm being kind here, you know. So Carson Palmer off of the bye. Larry Fitzgerald should be back healthy. J.J. Nelson starting to emerge. Carson Palmer, to me, is somebody that is an easy top 8 play this week.
This last guy is a big fan of movies, from what I can tell on his Twitter feed. Gary Barnidge.
He is a big fan of movies. Mm-hmm. Gary Barnidge plays Fantasy Movie League, Beadle.
Yep.
I know you play that as well.
I did.
Yep.
Lost interest in that, too.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what, and I love Gary Barnidge. I just think he struggles tonight against the Ravens, who have yet to allow a touchdown to an opposing tight end. Been a tough year for Gary Barnidge. So for me, he's outside my top 12. I think you see Terrell Pryor, Corey Coleman, and they try to establish the run game. Again, it's been a tough year for Gary Barnidge fantasy-wise.
Matthew, I just want you to know that you're the wind beneath my wings, and every week I look forward to this.
Let me tell you
all this.
something. That's my Twitter bio from now on. The wind beneath Beadle's wings.
You're welcome. Thanks, Matthew. We will be right back as well, but first, why not a salute for our veterans?
I'm Von Miller. Salute to service to all the veterans out there. We really appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason why we have this. And I thank you guys. Appreciate it.